welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I'm April Atmansky, and I'm here today with...
Justin Niclou.
And Colin Cunningham.
And today, we're talking about Hulk Hogan movie with ninjas.
Whoa, calling it a Hulk Hogan movie, I think is maybe overselling it a little bit.
You know what? I think that's the only way we can get people on board with this. It's Hulk Hogan.
You could say a Jim Varney movie.
Oh,
you could say a Loni Anderson movie.
Jim Varney, another man who's hardly in this. It's mostly Loni Anderson.
I think everybody in this movie is like phoning it in.
Yeah.
You got me for
really?
For two scenes.
We're talking about the fourth Three Ninjas movie.
Yes.
Three Ninjas.
Which opened theatrically.
That's surprising me. So it's called Three Ninjas, High Noon at
Mega
Mountain.
Yes.
Boy, that is a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
Also, like High Noon, that doesn't really factor.
Yeah, just like the classic High Noon, it's a three ninjas need help from the community and they won't step up, so they have to do it by themselves.
I guess there was that like Western stuntacular in the movie, I guess.
Now,
I guess
first of all, you look at this poster, there's the three ninjas. They look very weird. Their legs look too big.
They're very small.
There's a giant Hulk Hogan ripping...
Yes.
I guess the background. I assumed he was the villain of this picture.
Me too.
I was very disappointed he was not.
Yeah, he's kind of a dork in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's just talk about the Three Ninjas series briefly. I had no idea that there were four. I thought this was the second one, and there were only two.
Yeah, I thought there were only two.
I believe this may be the first Three Ninjas film I've ever seen.
Wow,
it was for me. I've never seen any of them.
Well, growing up, they
were around.
So I definitely saw the first one. It's like a Home Alone type thing.
Wait,
where
what was the one with Chuck Norris?
You're thinking of
Sidekicks.
Oh, okay.
That's
And
not that.
if you were like, where are their surfboards? You're thinking of Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, you're right. So this is like Home Alone meets. What was there like I guess Power Rangers. There was like a karate craze, I guess.
So you were talking about the first
in the
movie?
90s, yeah.
Oh man, you have Rob Schneider and Leslie Nielsen in Surf Ninjas.
That's correct.
Holy shit.
A movie I've never seen all the way through. That's supposed to be terrible.
Oh my god! And then of course there's Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley.
Yeah,
Classic.
Ninjas had a real
Rest in
moment.
peace.
But yeah, as a kid, I definitely saw this. I think it was a rental, and I was obsessed with Power Rangers. I loved Power Rangers.
I love Power Rangers too.
Check out our Power Rangers episode. But yeah, the beginning of this, there's like a Hulk Hogan character.
His name is Dave Dragon or Dragon
Dave, but it's basically like a Power Rangers ripoff.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like Turbo Man a little bit.
Kind of. He's like, what is he? He's like the leader of this.
Turbo Man.
Yeah.
He's like the leader of this Power Rangers the troop or something that does all the fighting for him.
But I'm not going to get in your fruity suits or anything like that.
I'm going to wear this very manly
Pure
spandex.
Hulk.
So did you guys think that,
Hulk Hogan's a good actor? Yes.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So he was a wrestler at this time, right? Or
Yes.
was he
Okay.
retired?
So I need to check when the Attitude Era started. So
Well,
the
this was like
Attitude Era.
98.
So this is before that, I believe.
Okay.
What's the Attitude Era? Did he change his persona or
Yes,
something?
he became a villain.
Okay, so my question was like, this is a wrestler turned actor.
Yeah.
Why did he only do kids movies?
That's
Was
probably
that just
all
what
that
he
was offered to him.
wanted?
Actually, this was a
He was an
year
icon to
into the
kids.
Attitude Era. So Attitude Era, according to Wikipedia, started in 1997.
Wow. Okay. So then he became like a heel.
Yeah.
Is that when he started dyeing his facial hair like black?
Yes.
Okay. So he had his a kind of
Because he was
dark
part of a
stubble.
group called New World Order. Actually,
Yeah.
it debuted in 1996 because this was, I don't know, I guess it wasn't part of the Attitude Era where it was him, it was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. That means, he's even more of a villain. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Okay, yeah, and he had dark stubble, but
Yeah.
he still had like a blonde.
And he
handlebar
wore like a
mustache.
do-rag around his head.
Right. Okay. I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
But also,
All the kids our age would have loved that probably.
He's wearing like a something on his head in this movie.
What? It's not his real hair?
well, that's a joke in the movie. But this is the second Hulk Hogan movie we've done on the podcast.
Not enough, I say.
A long time ago, we did Santa with Muscles.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
yeah, all of these like kiddie movies that he did sucked. I would say.
He's trying to get that kindergarten cop money.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Mr. Nanny, Suburban Commando, Thunder in Paradise, Secret Agent Club.
I don't know those last two.
God,
that you
these are
said.
such garbage.
He is terrible in this movie. He cannot.
Newsflash.
What are you
Everyone's
talking
terrible.
about?
He is
Colin?
not a good
It's me,
actor.
Hulk Hogan. Hey,
He might be the best actor in this movie. Well,
Hey,
Jim
Victor
Varney.
Wong is in this.
Victor
Poor
Wong looks.
Victor Wong.
He
is
looks like a
2 years from death.
Yeah, he looks like
His
an
last
animated
movie.
corpse.
Yeah. So we can talk about him because he's at the very beginning.
When asked
the poor man.
which one of his was his favorite Three Ninja one, he said this one because there was the most development in the main characters. What are you talking about?
I missed that. if
Okay.
that was in the movie.
So I read on Wikipedia. By the way, the Wikipedia plot summary for this movie is enormous.
I don't remember
Goes
that
on
much
for
happening in
pages
this
and
movie.
pages and pages.
It's someone when they were like 10 years old saw this movie and became obsessed with it. Whoa, there's
totally
every
see that.
detail in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy. I think it's like 90.
I'm going to insert a
something minutes.
screenshot of the entire plot summary, and it's going to be like tiny.
It just
tiny
goes
lettering.
on and on, but it's like the movie is like 98 minutes or something. It
Yeah.
feels like there's some crazy time dilation going on because it feels like 3 hours.
I think
it, like,
the
never
reason
ends.
why is that we are stuck in this park the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit at the beginning, but I think they go to the Magic Mountain, I think 15 minutes into the movie.
But it
Yeah,
takes
it's-
about like another 20 minutes for like the invasion
Stuff-
to
a
happen.
lot to
And
start.
Yeah, for stuff
also
to
when
happen.
it starts, there's not much suspense because the park is just running around the kids. Like it's not shutting down.
Yeah,
No.
it's just bizarre. There's no kind of like pace to it. It just goes and goes and goes, and the music, it just God, it just never stops. This
So-
stupid theme song.
It's kiddie music.
I
Kiddie
do
movie music.
want to talk about the previous film, which I haven't seen, but I
Okay.
need to say it was directed Three Ninjas Knuckle Up by Shin San-ok, who was the famous director from South Korea who was kidnapped by the Norse and forced to make the giant monster movie Pulgasari.
Oh, that guy.
Yep.
He and his wife were kidnapped.
Yep, because she was a star.
That's
Literally
right.
kidnapped.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then he's like,
well-
I will go to America and make
A Three Ninjas.
Three
movie.
Ninjas.
Jesus.
Well, Victor Wong is the only one who was in all of the movies, I think, right?
Yeah.
He's the only one. So
these kids.
These are
because-
supposed to be the same kids from the John Turteltaub original, right?
Okay.
I think, like Tum
think so.
Tum and
yeah, the characters. It was always Rocky, whatever the middle one
wait.
is.
I'm seeing here. There used to be Samuel, Jeffrey, and Michael Douglas.
What?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what it says
I
here.
just remembered there was always a thing where they were taunting Rocky because he had a crush on a girl named Emily, and they would sing at him and say,
Oh, I don't
Rocky
know.
loves Emily. That's a thing that was in the movies.
But Tum Tum is so young. I'm like, he couldn't have
That
been in
kid's
this.
no,
like
no. They get
6.
new kids every time.
No,
Oh,
they're supposed to be the same characters.
Sorry,
though.
kid. You're
I
outta
would
here.
think.
Hey, it's me, Tum Tum. My parents gave me drugs that keep me from aging.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. Yeah.
And I'm guessing the second kid always had like a bad ponytail. That was probably his thing.
Oh, that kid.
Oh, that kid. That poor kid. We've talked about this before, but like that is the next level to giving your kid a Mo haircut in
it
the
is
90s.
the worst, but it's like a kind of.
it was a mo and a ponytail.
He has like a
Yeah.
shaved side.
It's
It's
party
undercut.
up, party up front, party in the back.
Just loser all around.
Yep.
And, yeah, and he's got this lisp,
bowl
and
cut.
it's just like, this kid.
Oh man,
the
Charles
most-
Napier is the villain in the third one, I think.
Oh,
He's
really?
First credited, so.
These kids are so uncharismatic.
Oh man, I can't even tell them apart.
Well, Tum Tum is a terrible.
Yeah, he's
terrible
got
actor.
bad
Actor.
like stomach problems. That's why he has that name, Tum Tum. Constant diarrhea.
It's supposed to be like a running gag that he eats all the time, but it's like
Is
it's
it?
in,
Didn't
it's
even
in two
notice.
scenes.
That stops as soon as he goes to the park.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess the older kid is the best, but like he sucks too. And like, yeah, I'm on a podcast saying that a kid is a bad actor.
Yeah.
I
When
feel
the kid is
terrible.
looking up things about Three Ninjas,
Yeah.
High Noon and Mega Mountain, will this
Sorry.
be the time they finally, say I did okay as a child in a movie? No, we're here to just poo-poo on them again.
I'm sorry.
Their martial arts skills
They're actually pretty
were
good.
good.
Well, not
As-
Tum Tum.
I mean,
Tum Tum was
it's
at
no
least, like,
roaring
doing
fire.
kicks and stuff. No, roaring
No
fire.
way.
But burning fire?
What was it
Oh,
called?
the one with Ki Hui Kwan. Kwan?
Yeah. What was it called? It wasn't Roaring
I
Fire.
think it was called Burning Flame.
Okay, I am 100% sure that at multiple points in these fight scenes here that these white kids turn into Ke Huy Quan many times. At one point, Jim Varney turns into an Asian man.
Yeah, several times.
Who is like a foot shorter than him.
Yeah.
Breathing Fire.
Breathing fire. That's
okay.
right. But yeah, all three of these kids were martial artists. So that's why they were hired.
How can Tum Tum be he's so young?
Colin, I went to karate. I started karate when I was 5.
He can barely talk. He can't even like.
Wait,
can
I
barely
saw on
talk.
Wikipedia there was supposed to be like a woman karate, like a little girl karate champion, like fighter. Is she in this movie? Did I just pass out while it was happening?
I think that's in the fake show that they watch. I think they're rescuing a little girl and she does a thing.
Yeah, the Dave Dragon show.
Because on I think IMDb or something like that, it said like she was the like top performing in her age class, and I was like, she's 5 years old.
Hey, I did tournaments.
I know, but
when
that's
I was
so.
little too.
Don't
Not
make
when I
your
was 5.
5-year-old do tournament stuff.
No. When I was
Kumite.
5, you're in kindergarten, and I started karate, so I was a white belt. I didn't probably do tournaments until I was like
Send them
8.
right to the Kumite as soon as they turn.
Did you do this like torture thing that they have to fight through at the beginning, the Victor Wong?
The obstacle course?
This is insane. This seems so dangerous.
There's like fire.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like the bad guys from TMNT live or something like that.
The Foot Clan?
Yeah. It's
The place that every kid wanted to live when they saw that in the original TMNT movie.
Oh, with Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
A very young
Living the
Sam
life.
Oh,
Rockwell.
yeah.
So this seems insane. So Victor Wong, Egg Shen himself, has this like I don't know, what is it? It's like
Torture room?
A torture room /
Warehouse.
like training warehouse.
Where like there's spinning bats, it like throws balls at them. It's horribly dangerous, but hey, at least it was a different location and it was kind of creative.
And Victor
guess,
Wong
yeah.
is like, and I will be leaving now, and I'll show up in the last shot, and that's pretty much it. I'm
Yeah,
very
he does-
close to death.
He does like slide down a cable, and it's clearly
It's
not
so
him.
slow though. He's like barely moving. It's like that.
Yeah, he looks like when he speaks, his face is not moving at all.
Not really.
And even the kids sound dubbed weirdly.
Oh, they do, especially in this scene.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
because
very weird.
yet another bad thing about this movie is the audio mixing.
It's
Maybe
terrible.
it's just the copy that we had to rent, but it's like the dialogue is the dialogue is way too quiet and the music is way too loud.
Yeah, and then-
It's probably your
sucked.
TV. It was fine the way that I watched it.
No,
Did
we
you
were
watch
listening
it with
to it
headphones?
we were listening to it
Yep.
on the receiver, and it was constantly shifting. And then at one point, like
Was it in surround sound?
it's like the ninjas are surrounded, and then out of nowhere you hear like Tum Tum like go,
Yeah.
and his mouth is not moving.
There was a lot of key eyes when their mouths weren't moving.
Wait, can we talk about the director of this movie, Sean
Please
McNamara?
do. Holy Jesus!
Not
80
the good McNamara.
86 credits, directing credits.
Or maybe he is. I don't know.
So he started with bad movie YouTube classics, Stranger Dangers, Get Street
Yes.
Smart, A Kid's Guide to Stranger Danger, where an alien named Corny fights off repeated attempts at abduction molestation.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like a little yellow alien.
It's like
Yeah.
every man in the neighborhood wants to molest.
Yeah, and then
this
he had a
alien.
sequel called Sherman's Way.
Oh God!
don't know what that's about.
It has a very funny poster of it's an alien and an older man, and the alien has his hand on a child's shoulder, and the child looks so terrified.
Oh God! All of his movies, you were posting some of them on Twitter, and I was laughing because they don't seem like real
They
movies.
sound fake. Yeah.
He made the American remake of Pulgasari. They called it Galgameth in 1997.
What?
So I don't know if he's involved with like North Koreans then? Like, are they getting money from something? Or
I don't know.
he also made Casper: A Spirited Beginning, the DTV sequel to Casper, live action.
Live action. Oh boy.
Yep. Lots of shit. There's a Casper and Wendy live action movie.
Tell me about the movie about the dog who's racist and goes
No,
on
he's not.
trial.
I just made that
okay.
up.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
I
called
thought that
The
was
Trial of Old Drum, and I was like, why is he? He's racist, I guess.
He did like a Robo Sapien movie. Was that like a toy?
Yeah, he did a DTV sequel to The Cutting Edge, the Even Stevens movie, Bratz the movie.
He did the Hillary Duff movie, Raise
Yeah.
Your Voice.
Was that theatrical?
I think so.
Okay, his bio on IMDb is so funny.
Yes.
It's one of those ones, and it begins
That he wrote.
to capture the essence of Sean McNamara's skills as a director. One need not look further than critics' reviews of his latest theatrical work, Soul Surfer. And then he just lists like a whole bunch of critics' quotes about how amazing he is. And then
About this movie no one's seen.
and then, it has like who he's married to, blah, blah, blah. And then quotes. His famous quote that Sean
That he
McNamara
said.
says, cut, print, genius, moving on.
That's just something you say when you're filming. That's not anything profound.
Sean McNamara also made the infamous Bratz movie.
Okay.
I haven't seen the Bratz movie. Is
Yeah.
it infamous?
Yeah, very infamous, especially thanks to the Flophouse of how wild it is.
Oh, really?
He also did Baby Geniuses sequels I did not know existed. Baby
Yes.
Geniuses, The Treasure of Egypt, Baby Genius, and the Mystery of the Crown Jewels, aka Baby Geniuses 3, Baby Squad Investigators. And finally, the best of them all, Baby Geniuses and the Space Baby.
There's just apparently an audience for these baby geniuses.
That came out in
movies.
2015. So this makes me think, especially that if you look at his filmography, he works with John Voight a lot, that he is in the Stewart Paul
Yeah,
family.
he must be
Oh, I
because
wonder.
that's the baby.
That's a Baby Genius
Geniuses
franchise,
family. Yeah.
It's so weird because, okay, he's directed 72 movies and he has 14 movies upcoming
Yes.
that are in pre-production right
So
now.
he is also behind a film called The King's Daughter that starred Pierce Brosnan, and I believe was a Chinese co-production that sat on a shelf
weird.
for 8 years.
Oh
I think I remember
God.
hearing about that. Probably
Yeah.
from you.
8 years.
Holy shit. Wow. His movies get... To know the essence of Sean McNamara.
Oh, he did the one called Sister Swap, which was a Christmas movie that there was 2 films and each film was from the different perspective of someone.
Hey, that's kind of cool. But yeah,
Also-
it's one of those like Christmas Netflix or Lifetime
Okay,
movies.
that they, like,
right?
He
shot
made
at
a
the same-
film. Wait, is this supposed to be a comedy called Dangerous Game: The Legacy of Murder?
That's a comedy.
Aliens ate my homework.
But like, look at John Voight's face in this poster,
Aliens stole my body.
and also Will Sasso.
Yeah. Oh, Will Sasso. Yeah, John Voight looks scared. Well, it looks
Did
like he's
you,
trying
like-
not to laugh.
Did you
John
see
Voight
that like
looks like-
Will Sasso is behind that like AI monstrosity that did a fake George Carlin set?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, then shame on him.
Yeah, he's somebody I want to slap.
There
be
you go.
sued into a
You gotta
lawsuit.
listen to our Patreon episode to know where that comes from.
John Voight looks like he's turning into Buzz Aldrin in this picture.
I don't know.
I
what
mean,
Buzz
John Voight
Aldrin
seems
looks
to be
like.
someone who doesn't believe that we planet Earth went to the moon. So
Okay, I guess we have to talk about the movie that we're here to talk about today.
Schmagreggy Saves the World. That's another movie of his.
Schmagreggy?
Schmagreggy.
I feel like there's a Sean McNamara retrospective and no such thing as a bad movie future.
Wow. So
boy.
many movies.
You're
That's
saying we have to
insane.
watch all like
All of
87
them.
them?
No.
Oi.
No.
Oh, he
yeah.
does faith movies like On a Wing and a Prayer, starring Dennis Quaid. Oh, and Heather Graham.
Oh, she's doing faith movies now.
Yeah.
Christ.
Well, we all know Dennis Quaid is a little cuckoo, but I think he's a great actor.
He's no Randy.
He's no Randy. He's no
quite.
Jim.
Okay.
I just one of my notes here is audio is so bad, Young Kid sucks.
Yeah.
which can be said about everyone, and no
scene.
slam on the children, but every actor in this movie is terrible.
Yes, that's correct. So let's get to the plot. Our kids are going to Mega Mountain because it's the little guy's birthday, Tum Tum, and it's Hulk Hogan as Daniel Dragon.
Dave Dragon.
It's his last show.
The Dave Dragon show has been canceled, and he's
Yeah.
doing a farewell,
Like live.
I don't know,
How
live
popular is the
appearance.
show that he does it like outside of a seemingly an amusement park?
Yeah, that's really
I don't know.
strange.
But
It's
a
like,
lot of people show up.
Yeah, if the show is getting canceled, because nobody watches it, I guess.
But then look at all these people who are showing up.
I don't know. It's very weird.
So
It's big business that's holding the Hulkster down.
so that's why these
I
kids.
shouldn't have eaten so much sushi.
I knew that was going to come up in this episode.
That's right, brother.
I've never even seen it, but I know that quote from Hulk Hogan sex tape.
One of these days, maybe I should watch it.
No.
Coming
no.
up on No Such Thing as a Bad Movie.
Oh, no.
Sex tape.
We'll do a sex tape episode.
It's a Patreon episode.
No.
So yeah, we see a boat in the middle of the ocean, and Jim Varney, who I assumed was the bad guy.
He's the number 2.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, Hulk Hogan's a good guy, so yeah, and he's talking to this mysterious woman who is Loni Anderson.
For whatever reason,
for the
she's like,
kids.
her identity is concealed.
Who is
so they
Loni
can
Anderson?
reveal it.
Because I'm
Apparently,
not familiar with
she
her.
was married to Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, she was big in the 80s on WKRP in Cincinnati. Basically just like a busty blonde.
Yeah. So they're on a boat, and we don't really know what their plan is, I guess.
They're just planning an attack on Mega Mountain.
Yeah.
For some reason.
So once they get in there, they take over the park, and their plan is to hold the park hostage for money by the guy who owns the park, which
they're shaking him down. She's going to...
She's escaped from prison, and her name's like Medusa or something.
Yes, it is. Because of that like nest of snakes that she wears on her head.
Well, she has snake earrings, Colin.
Oh, okay.
And this comes to my favorite thing in the movie, Loni Anderson's sparkly beauty mark. That's
Where
my
is it?
favorite
I didn't even
thing.
notice.
So
Is it on her face?
yes, you guys are just you don't pay. You're men, so you sometimes don't pay attention to these things. But
I think of the mind over the body, so I didn't notice what she looked like.
I was fixated
it
on
was
her
actually
gigantic
kind-
wig.
Guys, I'm not joking. It's actually kind of cool. So women a lot of times will draw a beauty mark on themselves, and it's either where the Cindy Crawford one is on the lip, or it's like under the eye, and that's where hers is. Except it's a little jewel. It's like a little sparkly crystal, and that's my favorite thing.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Na, 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 na.
So yeah, they just happen to be invading. We don't know yet. We don't know the plan. So
Don't forget, there's a girl. I'm
just getting to it.
character. But
I'm
well,
getting it.
she's technically introduced before they. Go
I've
to
written down
go
the
to
notes.
park.
I don't
Yeah.
jump around.
No
the plot
girls
like some
allowed to
people.
do martial arts,
We
though.
actually we missed it. She she flies a mini helicopter into their window.
Yes.
She's
is
an
how she-
inventor.
Yes, she smashes the RC car. She's just moved to the neighborhood. It's like a little kind of cul-de-sac, and you never meet the dad, but she says she has all these gadgets because her dad is in special effects
for the movies.
For the movies, and I kind of just groaned and I said, "Oh Christ, she's going to be like the Q in the movie, and
mean, she's-
supply them with gadgets."
She's also a hacker, just like the character from.
In sequences
Park.
with the most poorly composite screen you've seen.
Oh my God!
Ever.
Yeah.
It's comical, yeah. But it was the 90s.
Sure, and then
That shot cost $50,000.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, she like smashes the window with a gigantic like RC helicopter, by the way. And then the three ninja moms like, "Oh, why don't you just come over and join us for breakfast?" She's like, "Okay." Just met this family. The family sitting around the breakfast table in the morning. I've never seen so much orange juice in my life.
Excessive amount of orange
They
juice.
have like this gigantic carafe of orange
and they
juice,
each have huge glasses.
like pint glasses full of like orange juice.
Yeah.
I'm like, the kids, it's too much sugar.
I think so, yeah. It's a little abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're down to.
This is what I've got. This is
Talking
all
about
I
the
got.
orange juice.
The
We haven't even
amount
made it
of,
to Mega Mountain.
The amount of orange juice in the scene.
Yeah, so they get to Mega Mountain. I don't know. The parents like take off. Where are the parents? And
Yeah, they just abandoned the kids here.
Are they even in the park?
They
'Cause
are.
They don't show up.
Oh,
until
no.
the
Do you
very
guys
end.
like theme parks? As Torontonians, with a theme park right around the corner from us, Canada's Wonderland.
yeah.
And big no from me. I don't
Really?
I don't like rides. I hate heights.
I love
don't
roller
like,
coasters.
I don't like being around screaming children either. And then that's
I
that's
love-
Wonderland.
dark rides the most, and Wonderland doesn't have any, which makes me sad. I like theme rides more than I like roller coasters.
Really? Like,
Yep.
what's your
Like
favorite?
movie themed things?
No, just kind of like I like animatronics. I like original characters. I like Haunted Mansion, for example.
I'm sure
Okay.
it would be really, really cool. But even as a kid, I wasn't really interested in going to like Disney World or anything like that. It didn't really appeal
Why
to
not?
me. I don't know. I guess it's just, I don't
So
know.
you,
Yeah, I
probably
just
you've
wasn't
never
into
been
it,
to a
yeah.
good theme park then.
Probably not. I've been to Canada's Wonderland. And
No, that's
I
not a
think
good theme
that's it.
park.
And Marine
No.
World.
That
Yeah.
sucks. No.
I rode my very first roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland when I was
Me too.
probably a teen because I hated
Ghoster
roller coasters.
coaster?
It was the Scooby-Doo Ghoster Coaster.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a little baby ghoster roller coaster.
Yeah, but to me, I was scared shitless.
And I went on it multiple times.
we lost that license. It's called the Boo Blaster on Boo Hill now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
That's the big wooden one, right? And it made such a sound. But yeah, it's not my thing.
And then
to
I
go
kind of
like
worked
that.
my way up to like the Mind Buster.
Did you ever do Top Gun?
No, I don't think it was around. That
The
was the hanging
headbanger?
one?
Yeah, the one where you're like in between these two like padded things.
Yeah, your legs kind of dangle freely.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that. There was the Mind Buster, and then that was the largest wooden coaster,
Yeah.
I think, in Canada. And then there
Yeah.
was, what was the other one? I can't remember.
Well, there's the bat that was just like
Yeah,
one.
that goes backwards and
twirl.
forwards. It's
Yeah,
two
just
loops.
like one loop or two loops.
Yeah.
I
The
can't.
roller coasters now at Wonderland, they've been getting new ones almost every 2 years, and they're
Really?
gigantic and they're very smooth.
I remember there was one called Leviathan.
Yep,
Oh,
that's a new one.
yeah.
Was that at Wonderland? Yeah.
That's Wonderland, yep.
Yeah. So this is what we got.
For a period of years, it was called Paramount Canada's Wonderland, and
Mm-hmm.
then they'd intermix, so you'd see Klingons walking around.
I remember that.
And
it was like-
Hanna-Barbera
park.
characters.
Yeah.
We have pictures of that.
It was very bizarre.
It's also not called Top Gun anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called the Maverick.
No, I think it's called the Stunt Coaster, maybe something like
Okay.
that.
You know, who I saw. They also had like a musical venue
Flight
there.
Deck.
You could
Ugh, that
see-
name sucks.
You could see bands, and I saw
Yeah.
Morrissey at Canada's Wonderland
So cool.
in the late.
You saw who?
Morrissey.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
As a huge Smiths fan in high school, it was like crazy. So I was like, I was on the field like watching Morrissey at Canada's
But
Wonderland.
yeah, I think
Very
that
weird.
the big reason I don't like roller coasters or any kind of ride is that I'm terrified it's going to break down or malfunction, and that happens in this movie.
Or-
People get stuck upside down in this movie.
You're afraid that Loni Anderson's going to take over the theme park and
What?
make the ride go
It make-
10% faster.
Yeah, yeah. She makes it go slightly faster as a threat.
That is her threat. She'll make them go faster. But as one roller coaster expert says, well, people will pass out and eventually die.
No, he's like, and they may even die.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know. Yeah.
Cause nausea, vomiting, maybe death. I don't know. Yeah, so that's their whole plan. And she's dressed like a dominatrix or something through this entire movie.
That's something for the daddies out there.
Yeah, what is the thinking? Like, this cast is so old.
And there's like a couple of like risque lines. She says to Hulk Hogan, "Maybe I'll make you my boy toy."
And he's like, oh,
Hey.
shouldn't have eaten all that sushi.
Also, like the guy who owns the theme park who gets extorted, he's like getting a massage from like a very busty young blonde.
Yeah.
And again, that's the stuff that's in this movie for the parents, because they're probably like pulling their hair out taking their kids to this movie.
Yeah, are like kids going to watch? Do they like this movie? This movie has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
Do they like this movie?
Yeah,
If I'm 5 years old, you probably like it. The
I'm sure there's people out there who were kids and saw this and were like Hulk Hogan and kids beating up adults. That's kind of all this movie has going for it, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of that.
But
Which
I will
is what makes
say,
it boring.
my favorite thing is probably just the choreography. I genuinely think it's good. Like
It's comparable, yeah.
there's some good fight scenes and some well shot ones. Better than a lot of North American movies I've seen.
Yeah,
Or-
it's not incompetently shot. They know what they're doing,
Not to
even though
say
you
that
can
it's-
see the stunt people. But
not to
what do you
say
do?
that it's not a North American movie, but you know what I mean. It's like they probably had some talented people on
Yeah.
the fight choreography task.
I don't think it's that exciting, though, which is a big issue. And there's a
No.
lot of it, too.
It just keeps going and
There's
going.
a little bit of wire work, but not enough to make it
Not
mean,
enough Jim Varney in this movie.
Yes.
My
and
main complaint.
You could say that about like all the main characters. Well, Jim Varney, because he knows what he's doing. He's a
like
good actor.
in 2 scenes. He has a fight scene later, and then he climbs up a roller coaster, which was neat to see with some very weird special effects. But like then he's out, and he's like not in this movie like at all, and he's the best actor.
Loni Anderson and Victor Wong. He leaves the movie immediately, and he does not come. I thought he was not going to come back.
Yeah. Well, you thought his
Because he
character was
died.
going to die.
You're like, I know this was the last role. He probably died, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, he gives the kid the tum tum, that little like gold watch, and it says like, you know, even if I'm not around, I'll always be there. And I'm like, oh no, he's going to die in the movie.
Not so.
Not so. He shows up at the end looking very, very happy. So yeah.
Collecting a check. He showed up on the day. He's like, is my check ready? Hey, well, you're still shooting? I'll show up in this scene. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, cake. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They are giving cake at the end.
I came for the cake.
So
We can only get Victor Wong here if we give him some food. Whoa, Harvey Firestein, you're a producer on this? Yeah, it's me, Harvey Firestein. I'm producing 3 Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Oh God. So
God.
Loni Anderson's
Sorry, I
team,
just watched Duplex, which Harvey Firestein was in.
Oh, okay.
I love Harvey Firestein.
her
Harvey
team of-
Firestein, not his real voice. He actually sounds like this. No, I'm lying.
Don't buy it.
He barely has a voice now. It's just like
Oh, man, he's a monster. He's like,
Wow.
Lonnie Anderson's team of henchmen. What
I
is this?
honestly just want to look away.
They have like a
there's a
Rastafarian.
Rastafarian henchman.
Well, there's also like, aren't 3 of them her sons? Or nephews?
Are they?
Those 3 bumbling guys.
Those
who
3
were kind of like the
Oh
big
yeah, there's
Baby's
like a
Day
big
Out.
guy in overalls.
There's a guy that's dressed like Job from the Lawnmower Man.
Yeah, that's exactly how he's dressed.
Yeah, and then one of them has like a wig that makes him look like Johnny Marr from The Smiths. It's like this really bad black spiky wig.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing. It's an
Enough of
embarrassing
your British pop
performance.
references.
Sorry. Okay.
Johnny Marr from the Smiths, Morrissey.
Okay, you saw the Smiths of Canada's Wonderland. We get
No,
it.
they had already broken up.
Oh, well, they
Morrissey-
came back for one last time at Wonderland. They're like, we love the Paramount properties.
Yeah, and Morrissey's like, oh, I hope Loni Anderson doesn't show up this time.
I'm not gonna lie. I glanced very briefly at who was in the movie on Letterboxd, and I kept waiting for when's Louis Anderson gonna show up.
Louis Anderson.
I could totally
It's
see
that
him
with
in this
Louis.
Far off from Lonnie
Oh,
Anderson.
hey guys.
Are they related?
No.
Oh, okay.
They were married.
Lonnie and Louis. Honestly, that could
Yeah,
be like
Lonnie
a
and Louis.
sitcom where
Lonnie
she
and
plays the
Louis.
wife and it's like a King of Queens type thing.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
are so. Wait, isn't he dead? I believe Louis Anderson.
He might
passed
be
away.
dead, actually.
I'm not
Yeah.
He was on one of those like weight loss shows, like the celebrity humiliation shows.
Yes, he passed off in passed away in 2022.
He passed off this mortal plane.
Call it passed off. 2022. Well, that's recent.
Yeah, he was
He
68
passed
years
off.
old.
Oh my God. There was that. It was really embarrassing. He was in a swimming pool in the celebrity fat shaming show, and then he couldn't get out of the pool.
Oh, no.
He was on Baskets, and people really liked him on that show.
Yeah, that's a Zach Galifianakis show.
Yeah,
I
the
never
one
saw
that
it.
was executive produced by a man we do not speak of anymore.
Oh, which one?
Yeah, which one?
Louis himself.
Oh, right. Another Louis.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Bluey,
Who's that?
the kids' TV show. Huge.
Oh, Bluey.
You never heard of this?
I don't know
No.
Yeah,
Bluey.
Bluey.
What did Sean
It's like the
McNamara
Australian
direct it?
dog.
Well, I know Blue's Clues. That's
No,
a blue
that's-
dog.
Yes. No, Bluey's different.
Different blue dog.
Oh, was it an Australian blue heeler?
What?
The type of dog. It's
It's
like those Australian like.
Yes, it is. His name is Bluey Healer.
Oh, there we go. So,
Yeah.
Yes, thank
What
you.
is this?
Well, you think I'm a crazy
I
It's
don't
like the
know what's
most
going on.
popular kids TV show right now. It's existed
Really?
since 2018. There's 151
I
episodes.
know The Bear in the Big Blue House. A lot of blue stuff for children.
What is
these
The
days.
Bear in the Big Blue
It's just
House?
like a guy in a suit, but he's like a friendly looking bear.
I know the big comfy couch.
Of course, me too.
Where's
Yeah.
the clown from that show? Allison Court.
Lunette.
Her name was Lunette.
Yes, Lunette the
Wait,
clown.
did she do the voice of Lydia on Beetlejuice?
Maybe.
What are you people talking about?
What are we talking
I
about?
have no idea.
I watched some YouTube video like going through like the history of Big Comfy Couch, and it talked about what she was doing.
I
now,
never
but
watched that
forget.
show.
Oh, she did Jubilee on X-Men.
Hey, that's way after your time, Colin.
Yeah, she did do Lydia. So all the... I once said the non-union Canadian voice talents, but someone said that there was a union. But I feel like they came down to Canada, and that's why all of those like shows are filled with boots.
They did because
it was
it's cheaper. But that maybe that doesn't mean we didn't still have a union here.
Yeah, there's an
probably
actors
different
union.
rules, and
Isn't it weird that like we watched Babar as a kid, the show about the colonialist elephant?
Babar,
that's
Babar.
right.
Babar.
But also, maybe the Canadian dollar, even back then, was so bad that it's like paying half as much from
maybe
Americans.
that's what it was. Because that was
it's
Saban who was probably doing all of that stuff.
Yeah, speaking of
Actually,
Power Rangers.
the
No,
Barbara
Beetlejuice was a Nelvana show, so that was a Canadian production.
No, that's
yeah,
right.
that's right.
Yeah.
Wow, Lunette did the voice in Resident Evil 2, the video game of Claire Redfield. Man, she's very prolific.
Wow.
All right, back to Fruit Ninjas.
Sorry, but
Well, let's talk about the fun scene, which is kind of fun. We're at the stunt show. That was pretty cool, right?
Oh, yeah, the cowboy shows?
Yeah.
yeah.
So you've probably never seen a cowboy stunt show if you never go to theme parks, right, April?
Do you ever see
No.
any of those like stunt spectaculars, like the Indiana Jones? And the
Oh, I saw it
Waterworld?
at MGM. Loved it.
That sounds cool.
Did you see the Waterworld one?
No, I haven't seen the Waterworld one yet,
That
which
looks
is
crazy.
Which is so popular. It's still done to this day, and they're opening, I think, in Shanghai, a whole world dedicated to Waterland.
A
just because the
Waterworld?
show is so popular. Yeah,
Wait,
a
okay.
Waterworld, if you will.
Wait,
But the movie
Wait.
wasn't that popular.
So they're opening a Waterworld theme park?
World.
Well, it's part of a Disney park.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And it's
I'm
just
looking
devoted
here.
to one. To
Yeah, it's in
Waterworld.
Beijing. Yep. I think they're working on it.
That's crazy.
wild.
That's the one where they'd shoot the big pontoon
Harpoon?
plane
Yeah,
over
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
And it
house.
crashes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why don't they remake Waterworld if you're going to remake something?
I don't know.
The original is just good. 3D, 4K remaster. Put it
Well,
out.
That's a prime candidate for this podcast because it
I like
definitely has
Waterworld.
people that
It's actually good.
I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was a
Now
kid.
the Postman. Oof.
Oh boy.
But Waterworld was like such a failure.
Yes.
I think it bears a look back. I'll put it that way.
I mean,
sure.
we need to save ourselves for the 2-part Western adaptation that Kevin
yeah.
Costner funded himself
Yeah.
with his Yellowstone money.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy. What's it called again? It's like
It's called like I don't know, The South Rises Again or something. Let me look. Does he star in it? Yeah, it's called
yeah.
Horizon American Saga.
yeah. I saw the
Wow.
trailer. It looks pretty cool.
I like. Is he the one who made like Open Range or something
he
like
directed
that?
that as well. He's a good director.
That was fun.
He's done some good movies. Postman, I don't know. I've never seen it. Don't want to see
I
it.
don't want to see Postman.
I haven't seen it. I don't want to
wanna
see
see
it. I won't comment on
Ah,
it.
it just looks boring. I don't know.
Yeah. Not interested in that one. Okay, so the stunt show. It's like in an Old West thing, and there's like a fake wall, and the guys are fighting, but the kid is in the back fighting one of the henchmen, and then the people in the audience are like, this is the same show every year. And then they bust through the wall, and they're like, whoa.
And they're like, we love it.
And then they think it's part of the show.
Yeah.
And they're like jumping up and down on the like
Oh wait, I want to pick
levels.
my favorite thing. There's a cutaway to a lady going like, woo!
Yeah, we saw that.
Like
But
jiggling.
you
Loved
posted
it.
that on Twitter. It's hilarious. And there's one guy, it's kind of like, I don't know, off to the side, who's giving a really like sarcastic.
He's like making a face.
He's doing a like really sarcastic slow clap. Like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. So the ninjas, but yeah, all the henchmen are just like buffoons, and they have like different
Yeah,
accents.
boing.
Yeah.
Oh!
They do all have different accents, but it's like this goes on for like the whole movie. And like I don't know how that Wikipedia summary was so long because all these scenes are basically the same. They're just in different locations.
It's
like
just stuff happening.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like they
It's just
do
like-
this thing with the rides where the girl hacks in and takes over for the guy that was hacking the rides so they can no longer control them, except for one ride which is the roller coaster that is upside down. And Loni Anderson, who is somehow a better hacker than her own hacker, does this. She's like, get out of the way, you. And they also kidnap Hulk Hogan. I don't know if we mentioned
They're
that.
Yeah,
so-
Hulk Hogan. We haven't talked about him because he's such a chump in this movie.
Yeah, he's such a
He kind of
dweeb.
can't do really much.
Yeah, so it's weird, but he has this like blonde wig on, right? Which I guess is part of the character. So he takes it off just in like one scene pretty much when he's behind the scenes. And then for the rest of the movie, he has it on again.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was off.
No.
Oh.
He puts it back on. So he's wearing a wig for the rest of the movie.
And like a very skimpy outfit.
Yeah.
But maybe he's used to that.
There is,
You think kids shouldn't have to be subject to that?
yeah.
Well, you said you could see his.
There's one
could see his
shot.
dick.
There's
Really?
one shot at the. There's one shot at the end where I saw his dick tip.
Like the outline of it.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, dick tip is different. That's like he's popping out.
No, it's through the
It's
actual
27-inch python.
It was not 27 inches.
He does a lot of steroids, so
Yeah.
I
Oh, no.
shriveled up. But yeah, so yeah, after the not stunt show, but like his little like Max Dragon show, Dave Dragon.
He's just shot in the neck.
He's kidnapped. Yeah, he's shot in the neck, and he's tied to a chair for like an hour. And him and Loni
That's it.
Anderson have like some repartee, and
He kind of fights her henchman, and then he just gets dumped into like this holding area with all
Yeah.
people from the public, and then some little kid like shames him into taking action. He's like, "Aren't you gonna do anything, or
Yeah,
you just gonna sit there?"
so they shame him into breaking out and like attacking men with guns to the point where they just start shooting their guns at Hulk Hogan into a crowd full of people.
There's a lot of real gunfire. At one
Yeah.
point, the cops
Yeah,
show up
it's-
and start like firing their guns at the villain, or the villains
This
start firing at the
movie
cops.
does have teeth that a kids movie now wouldn't have.
Which is very
I
weird.
wish kids would have the teeth of 3 ninjas hiding in a mega mountain.
Well,
do.
it's very much like Die Hard. So when the cops show up, and then all the henchmen just go to the front gate and start shooting up
Just
the cop
shooting at
cars.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, so earlier it's like they didn't even show Hulk Hogan being shot in the neck by a dart, and I'm like, are they just like
Yeah, they
hiding
hiding him maybe, but I mean,
No.
there's no real violence, but there's lots of shooting.
Yeah, it's so weird, and it's just weird tonally with the buffoonish henchmen with the funny accents and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and wigs. and-
practically cartoon sound effects. Lots of wind chimes in the soundtrack, which really bothered me.
What, every time like Loni
Every time
Anderson,
anything happened, basically, there's a I can't do it with my voice, but it's the sound of wind chimes.
There is a good fight scene here with Jim Varney against the oldest kid, I think. And Jim
Yeah.
Varney kind of has like a sword, and
It's a kid, no weapon, and Varney sword.
he is really swinging for this kid. Like,
he wants
hard.
to kill this kid. He hates this kid.
Yes, and I don't blame him.
So wait, the kids we've barely talked about. There's like the tall one, the guy with the terrible haircut, and Tum Tum. Those are the
and,
3
and
kids.
Tum Tum, who cannot
Fight.
like they're all terrible.
And
right?
Hacker
Yeah.
Girl, yeah.
And then Hacker Girl is the
How did you find when they fight? They use the weapons that Hacker Girl gave her, like a ninja star,
And like a yo-yo with spikes in it.
spikes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
terrific. She also is terrible. She's a
She cannot
really
act for
bad.
shit, but yeah, I mean, everyone's bad, so it's kind of grading on a curve here.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's bad.
Yeah, there's a fun. Yeah, so that sword fight is pretty fun with Jim Varney. It's comical though. It does cut to a couple of shots where it's clearly an Asian man as
yeah.
Jim Varney, who
pretty
is
funny.
much shorter than him.
Yeah.
And then they like work their way up to the top of a roller coaster, which is kind of fun.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
Varney falls and he just lands like on a tarp. He's okay, folks.
Like you wanted to see him like impaled on something.
It's like
Yeah.
spraying blood out of his mouth.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
The fortune teller told me I'd be killed by a ninja.
It's like,
Yeah, and also
He
like
doesn't really have a character to play in this, which is a bit of a bummer.
No.
no, because he's absent for most of the movie. Like everyone, like all the.
I wonder if
these-
he had like cancer during this time.
Oh,
It was
he did.
2 years, I think, before he passed away.
Yeah, he died.
But he was struggling
2000.
with it for a long time. Oh,
Yeah.
no, he died in 2000. So
Okay, so a couple years later. But yeah, he died before Victor Wong.
He did, but he made a lot more movies after this on IMDb anyway, or at least
okay.
it came out after this. And the conclusion of like this, heist is, well, before they actually escape, they're just like dropping this money from a helicopter, and the woman and the henchman, like there's just people everywhere, and she's saying like, drop the money.
It makes no sense.
It's bizarre to do it that way.
Yeah, it's the owner of the park goes to the bank, gets actual like money that he drops from a helicopter into these bags or into the like park. It's like, what's their escape plan? Like, how are they going to get out? I don't know.
They do end up getting out, I think, under the bottom, and then there's a bomb.
Yeah.
She decides she wants to blow the park up.
This
for no reason.
action scene underneath the park and like the catacombs and like the pipe, it just goes on.
It's endless.
And on and on. And then she like shoots the lights out. She kidnaps the girl. Like,
Yeah.
It's just...
It goes on forever, and it's very uninteresting.
And then I pause it. I'm like, okay, well, how long could this movie have
Never
left?
pause the movie,
And
folks.
there's like 20 minutes left. Like, it feels like I've been watching it for 2.5 hours at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Sorry, I'm going into a Zen state thinking about Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mount. Am I still watching it to this day?
You
Is it
probably
over
are.
yet?
It's like a
I looked in the corner and it was still playing.
It's like
I am in hell.
Yeah,
There
it's
is no
like
escape.
Skinamarink or something. Day 527.
Oh, I haven't seen that film.
Too scary.
So that the kids they
Dinky doo, Skinamarink doo.
they tie the bomb to 3 scuba tanks, and they're trying to like.
That's like a Zelda invention.
Hey, did you beat Tears of the Kingdom, April?
Yeah, I'm going through and doing all the collectibles right now.
No, the game's gonna make fun of you after you do it.
What's gonna happen though when I get all the shrines? Is it gonna say you've wasted your life?
Yeah, didn't that do it if you find all the Clorox seeds? It tells you that?
Yeah, but I'm not doing that. There's like 500.
Okay.
Actually, I think there's like 900. But yeah, it does look like a little Zelda thing where you attach 3 rockets to something and it scoots out and it somehow goes directly to their boat.
Yeah, they can't knock the nozzle off, so it shoots away. So Hulk Hogan comes in with the wrench, and here's where you see his dick tip. He's like bending down to help the kids.
Colin was like, left and then to the right, left
and
to
then
the right.
44 left.
Zoom in. Yeah.
Give me a hard copy right there.
You're going to like, for some reason, the the grand jury to give this information of Hulk Hogan's dick tip.
As you can see. So yeah,
Don't say that too much. I don't want to get sued.
Okay, the bomb blows up their boat.
They jump off
immediately, which is a great explosion, by the way. But the film stock looks completely different.
Well,
and I have a feeling that this was from a different movie.
It could have been, yeah.
It could not have been.
This
Oh,
is Three
absolutely.
Ninjas.
This is like stock footage from something else.
They don't have the dynamite budget. I don't
Yeah, because it's like a huge gas explosion, but it's like the ship that they're on is weirdly like old and rusted and tatty and stuff like that. I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah, so then Loni Anderson, she washes up on the beach with her money bag, and oh no, she got arrested.
2 of her money bags.
Hey-oh.
She gets arrested. The kids are like, the real hero is Hulk Hogan.
And then wouldn't you know it, at the celebration while they're getting pictures taken, the guy's like, someone comes up to him and says, I think we should not cancel your show.
Cancel your
sir. Because
Even though you said those racist comments in the sex tape that came out, things are going to change things around.
It's like, sir, you proved that you're a real hero. It's like, this guy's an actor.
You murdered 6 men. You're going to jail.
So they give the little kid cake because it's his birthday. And does anything else happen?
That's it. It's
No.
like they sing happy birthday. and
Victor
then
Wong takes.
He shows
Wait,
up.
do they sing Happy Birthday though?
They do.
Like
Wow,
actual
they paid the
happy
rights for it
birthday?
then.
Wow.
They do. And then they cut to the fucking credits, and this theme music plays over and over and over again.
But we muted it.
Oh,
Were,
God.
were you watching the credits, hoping for the bloops?
We always watch the credits just because we're interested to see like these visual effects, which
I was actually looking for Ki Hui Kwan in the credits.
Oh,
I was, because I was so sure it was him.
no.
Yeah, I think that the older ninja jumps over a fence, and then he turns into like an Asian boy.
He's on your shirt right now, which is very distracting.
Oh, sorry. I'm wearing my Temple of Doom shirt. We're short around.
Yeah, so that's the movie.
That's
and,
3 ninjas, High
Escape
Noon at Mega Mountain.
from Mega Mountain.
Does it deserve?
Now we work our way back through the other 3 ninja pictures until we have the quadrilogy.
Okay. Now, does this deserve 0% on Rotten Tomatoes?
I think, yeah.
No.
Okay, maybe not 0, but like
Every movie is someone's favorite movie, like the person who
right,
wrote
that's right.
the incredibly long Wikipedia article.
that's right. But I wouldn't recommend this movie. It wasn't in particularly a fun bad movie. I'll put it that way. But you know.
Yeah, I don't think
could
it's fun bad enough to recommend.
No,
Yeah.
like
'Cause
not
it's
even
very
not
monotonous.
even
Yes.
for a clowning on it.
Very monotonous. Some good fight scenes, but it's just like there's no pace or rhythm to the movie.
Yeah, and it's not like wacky enough.
It
either,
reminds me of
based on that poster.
that third Beverly Hills Cop, and we turned that off halfway through.
I like the third Beverly Hills
but
Cop. George Lucas, hey, you can't cut in line.
Which maybe I honestly maybe I should go back and watch it because it
Wait,
had
did
to be
Colin
better
pick
than
a
this.
favorite thing?
I
Yeah,
think
I
he
did.
said the choreography.
Oh, the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Far and above, I think, the best part of this movie.
Yeah.
They
You're right.
they don't deserve to be.
No,
in this
it's a
movie.
lady applauding. That's
No,
my
it's the
favorite part.
beauty mark.
It's a beauty mark.
Oh, at the end of every episode now, we argue about which one picked the best favorite thing.
Picked the correct favorite thing.
Yeah.
This movie is available to rent. We had to pay 5 big ones to rent this on Apple. So, yeah. Yes.
Oh, you're giving Paul some money.
Sean McNamara.
Sean McNamara.
Was it all like
Not even a
trickle-
real McNamara.
No,
I know.
not the good McNamara.
Oh, that would be so much better if it was like the McNamara brothers were in this.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love that. Like the 2 of the villains, or they play 2 of the 3 ninjas.
Yeah, I could totally
They're
see
like,
that.
yeah, we're little kids.
Yeah, why not?
It's like
It's
mustaches.
those 2 guys and
Yeah.
ponytail guy, maybe.
I think they would be the Dave Dragon character. They would have their own TV show.
Or they could have been like henchmen in his fake TV show or something. Like
They're
that
like,
would have been
okay,
great.
whatever. We won't even have ninjas in this movie. It's just us. We saved the theme park.
Okay, so if you want to email the podcast, we're at no such thing as a bad movie at gmail.com. And we're on Twitter and Instagram at no such thing pod. And consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/no such thing as a bad movie. At the $5 level, you will get a bonus episode every 2 weeks. So if you would like content every week, consider joining the Patreon, where we talk about new movies generally. And there's also commentary tracks, Q&As. There's a lot of a big back catalog. And so we just recorded one on the Oscar nominations. So lots to say about who we think is going to win and what we think about the movies and the actors and performances and everything that was nominated. It's great stuff. So consider joining. I think you're really going to like it. And if you want to find me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at April at Mansky.
You can follow me on all social medias under the name Justin DeClue and every week on the Very Fine Comic Book Podcast.
You can follow me on Twitter, Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA.
Well, that's it for this week. I do see potentially more Hulk Hogan movies in our future. I don't know which ones, but I feel like it might
They're all
happen.
bad. None of them are fun bad either.
Oh, really?
Oh, why are we doing it to ourselves?
Okay, maybe not then. But I mean, hey, if there's one that's your favorite, write into the pod. And
We got
let
a
us
Hulk
know.
out in June or something like that. Nothing but Hulk Hogan
Yeah.
movies.
No,
we
we
haven't
should-
done a theme month in a
We
long
should
time.
do a Hulk thing, but it's like we'll watch a Hulk movie, a Hulk Hogan movie, and then like I don't know,
The Incredible Bulk.
maybe the Amazing Bulk. I was gonna say the Amazing Bulk. I actually really want to rewatch Ang Lee's Hulk because I liked that when it came out.
Ugh, not a fan.
And then of course the
I know.
Incredible
I know
Hulk.
people who really love it, but
I want to give that a rewatch. Anyway, thank you for joining us. I'm April at Mansky,
I'm Justin DeClue.
I'm Colin Cunningham.
and remember, there's no such thing as a bad movie.